Have you ever done something that's turned out to be just dumb? Well, that was me yesterday or the day before, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. It's going to cost me several $100s now. I'll tell you all about it and proceed with some of the workarounds. Let's get started. Well, the brick guys are making progress. That's the first thing I see here. They've got all the bricks off the side of the house and have got most of them cleaned. Looks like they've got one pile over there yet to clean. We're going to use those for the kind of a wainscoting on the front of the building to tie it all together with the existing house and hopefully make it look good that way. Yeah, let me show you the problem. We moved the shelter logic from up here to back here behind the camera and was getting ready to rewire the electrical. There's electrical out here. It was right under this bucket and wanted to rewire it. It just needed a little piece of wire there to make that happen. And I had this brilliant idea. I says, well, why don't I just dig out a few feet of the existing wire here? It was 10-3 wire, 10-3 with ground. And I had it that way for a particular reason back here. I may or may not get into that as I talk about this, but so the idea was I just needed like 15 or 20 feet. So I started digging here. Seemed kind of dumb because even at the time, because we were really busy, had several guys here, and Christy was at Menards. She could have bought me another 25-foot roll of 10-3 wire. But you know me, penny wise, pound foolish. Got a backhoe, why not just dig? So I started digging up here. Dave and I were working on it, and we encountered a fiber wire and almost broke it, but didn't break it. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Everything's working out great. We didn't break our fiber internet. We dig a little further and we hit another fiber, only this one we break. Well, it turns out that was the one that was live. I did get the 10-3 wire, but now I've decided that I may not even need it because the reason I chose 10-3 to come out here was because of the distance, and I only need 20 foot back here, so I'm pretty sure 12 would be fine. So I may or may not even use the 20 foot of 10-3 that I dug up. Meanwhile, I have stirred up a hornet's nest with my fiber. Always in the past, if I had a problem with my fiber, they've replaced it and not charged us anything. After all, we have a pretty substantial monthly fee, so that ought to take care of some of this. But had the guy out here and he's run the new fiber here. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with these utilities. When they bury stuff, they bury it about that deep, you know. So even these prior fibers that I've had have run right across here. And again, I didn't hit one of them, the wrong one. I did hit one. I guess the wrong one. So here's the new one. Well, I had buried both of those with my trencher. Now I have this one here, and I told the guy, I'm always probably brutally honest, but I said, I don't see how I'll keep from breaking this again because it's coming right through where the new building's gonna be. I cannot come up with a way mentally to keep from having to dig through this fiber again. I'm going to be digging a trench between the sheds. I'm going to be digging all on that side over there, and I've got septic system and everything over there anyway. I've got a lot of stuff to dig on the front. I've got power coming in. I may or may not have water coming in. Newsflash, but I'll get more into this later, but we've got geothermal. Going to go out that way for the new shop. I can't see how I'm going to be able to avoid tearing this up again. So I tell the guy that. Well, this time I got billed for the new wire. And I don't even know how much I've got billed yet. And the guy said, if you tear it up again, you'll get billed again. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to trench it out across here and just bite the bullet, I guess, and recognize that, yep, I will probably, probably hit it again, get billed again. So I don't know whether to, as we get started building, go ahead and cancel it and get Starlink in the interim until we get all done and then have it put in then, or whether I just keep keep dealing with breaking it and fixing it, breaking it, fixing it. But it's right through the middle of where we need to work. No matter where I put it on my property coming in from the road, it's gonna be right where I want it. Enough whining, let's get to trenching. Okay, so here we go. We got the howitzer ready. I don't know if you ever remember us using this before. This is called a Geo Ripper from, I believe it's minitrencher.com. It's pretty mean looking. We're gonna start right here. The last guy that trenched it in broke our sump pump line right here. So we'll try to stay above that right in there. And then as soon as we get safely beyond that, we'll go a little bit deeper. It'll cut, won't it, Bobby?
Yeah. It'll do the job.
They offer the Geo Ripper in several different bar lengths. I believe mine is the 27-inch. This thing's perfect for guys like me who despise a shovel. It does take a little bit of work. I'm doing two different actions at the same time. I'm pulling backwards on the strap while I'm pulling upwards on the handle with the right hand. The upward pull on the handle puts a little down pressure on it, and of course the backwards pull keeps us going. The little cart's very helpful. Dave and I have tried it without it, and it just works much easier with the cart. Having said that, the cart is the most frustrating part as well. It feels a bit cheaply built, and just the way the handle attaches and all is less than perfect. And the strap is hard to keep up around my waist. I wish it had some shoulder harnesses, and here it actually came loose. Now we're in a 30-year-old driveway, and yeah, that's going pretty tough.
Bobby, that thing will trench through that rock, but it sure is not easy.
No, it's tight.
So I think maybe it might be worthwhile to go get my big trencher out and at least get across the rock. I thought maybe I could do it all with this little one and I would have less of a trench, less dirt to have to fill in, less dirt to mix with rock, you know, just overall easier to deal with. Out there it worked fine, and there won't be near as much to settle and all that. It'll be fine there, but in here I think we're gonna have to, if we don't get rained out, we may have to get the big trencher.
Yet another task that works really well with the Ventrac. But I'm making a real mess of my driveway here. I'm spinning all that dirt right up on top of the rock. I'm going to end up mixing it in with the rock. It's not going to be very pleasant here.
I threw the belt off, and the reason I did it, or the way I did it, was I dragged in the rocks here, and rocks got up in the belt. So I've done that. Ooh, it's hot this time because it's been slipping a little bit. But yeah, that's what happens. I get rocks under the bottom side of that pulley, and it throws that belt off. Well, hopefully now you can see why I wanted to use the mini trencher. I mean, if you compare the amount of dirt disturbed by either one, it's dramatically different. But at the same time, I suspect you can see why I chose to use the big trencher because, well, first I kind of wanted it buried a little deeper across this. This is kind of a hump, and I'm afraid I may have to take some of this off. Also, it was just much quicker.
We're trenching our way toward a junction box that the fiber company put in for us. Hopefully this will keep them from having to go all the way to the road with new fiber when I inevitably break the next one. We mounted the junction box to a T-post right along the property line. I don't think I got any video of it because it was beginning to rain and we were really hurrying. But we trenched a little further here, and then we used the Geo Ripper mini trencher to go around the corner there around one of those trees, trying to stay far enough away to avoid hitting any major roots to get to the junction box, which is behind the tree, which is behind my head. You can't see it, but the junction box is to the left of the screen here, to the left of that tree. You can see the black junction box now above the trencher by the tree. The portion done by the mini trencher was incredibly easy to backfill. In fact, I did it with my boots. I just walked along and scraped it in sideways with my boots. Very easy. Meanwhile, Bobby used the Johnny X, the 1025R here, to backfill the bigger part of the trench. This is good therapy for him to be able to get out and get on a tractor and do a little bit of work. We continue to be amazed at his recovery.
Bobby, I wouldn't have got her done before this rain if you hadn't helped me fill in.
That's true. At least I did something.
Hey, you know, a little secret that I didn't tell you.
I know you had a top.
I had a roof. The rain really wasn't bothering me.
I didn't have a top.
Well, you got this top's the only top you got, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, we really shouldn't have had to do that. The fiber company is supposed to take care of reburying it, but on the other hand, it was my stupid mistake that caused all this, and at least we'll now have it deeper than what they would have put it,
Yeah.
right? And I just don't know how I'm going to avoid breaking it again
Yeah.
with all the building work we're going to do here, so I may need a mortgage to keep repairing the fiber. We don't have it in real good shape, but we got it good enough for today.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, Bobby. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal.